Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Mark here.
And Jenny. We've got some really interesting tech news to dive into today, Mark. Something that could change how a lot of big businesses operate.
Oh man, Jenny, this is the cool part about what I get to dig into. We're talking about Zycus and their new Merlin Agentic AI Platform. Basically, it's taking AI in procurement and putting it on something like a performance boost.
Okay, wait. Let me get this straight. Procurement? As in buying things for a company? Like pens and paper, but on a massive scale?
Exactly. But think bigger. Think raw materials. Think complex services. Think multi-million-dollar contracts. Procurement covers everything a company buys. And historically, it's been, well, it can be a bit manual. Lots of forms, lots of approvals, back and forth. Kind of like navigating a bureaucratic swamp sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I've heard it can be a real bottleneck, like holding things up. So this agentic AI platform, how is that different from just, regular automation?
That's the core difference, Jenny. So traditional automation might handle one step, like automatically generating a purchase order. Agentic AI, it's more like having an intelligent assistant, or even a team of assistants, that can handle the entire times process, end-to-end, autonomously.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Autonomous? Like it makes decisions on its own?
Within predefined boundaries and rules, yes. Think of it like this. Instead of just filling out a form, an agent can identify the need, find potential suppliers, negotiate terms within limits, generate the contract, and even manage the payment process. It's not just automating a task, it's automating the workflow. It's more like a self-driving car for your procurement needs, if that makes sense.
That's interesting. So it can actually string together multiple actions? That's a step up from just, click here to do this one thing.
Precisely. And the key is that it can learn and adapt within those boundaries. It's not just following a rigid script. It can react to changes, a bit like a human negotiator might.
Okay, that's fascinating. But how does it know how to do all that? What kind of AI is powering this?
This is where the integration with Microsoft Azure OpenAI comes in. They're leveraging those powerful large language models. Folks might be familiar with things like ChatGPT, that kind of tech, to understand complex requests in natural language, analyze contracts, even help with sophisticated negotiations. It's giving the agents the ability to understand and process information in a very human-like way.
So it can actually read and understand legal documents? That seems kind of a big deal.
Precisely. And not just understand them, but potentially flag concerning clauses, extract key information, even draft responses or summaries. It makes the whole process much faster and likely less error-prone than having someone manually sift through pages and pages of legal jargon. Think about the chances of missing something important when you're rushed.
Wow. Okay, I can start to see how this could be a big deal. And I saw some, pretty impressive numbers in the research you sent over, Mark. Like, cutting cycle times in half?
Yeah. The data from early trials is showing up to a 50% reduction in procurement cycle times. Imagine, a process that used to take weeks, potentially finishing in days. That's big when you're talking about getting essential supplies or signing critical contracts.
50%? That's quite a reduction. Think about the time and effort that saves. And early adopters are apparently seeing operational cost savings of up to 25 to 30% too. That's not insignificant.
It absolutely is. That's why I think this is such a big deal. When you can save that kind of money and time, it frees up procurement teams to do more strategic work. Things like focusing on supplier innovation, building stronger relationships, or developing better sourcing strategies. Instead of being buried in paperwork, they can be thinking bigger.
Okay, wait. But what about the people who currently do those tasks? The ones handling the forms and approvals? Is this going to lead to widespread job losses in procurement? Because that's a common concern with automation, right?
That's a really important question, Jenny, and one they address head-on. Zycus emphasizes that the platform is designed to augment human capabilities, not simply replace them. They talk about governance-preserving autonomy. The AI agents handle the repetitive, high-volume tasks, the things that are often tedious and time-consuming, while the human professionals focus on higher-level decisions, complex problem-solving, and building strategic supplier relationships. Think of it as the AI doing the heavy lifting, and the humans providing the crucial intelligent oversight.
So humans become more like strategic advisors, overseeing the AI and handling the tricky stuff, the exceptions?
Precisely. The AI handles the legwork, the data crunching, the initial drafts. And the humans provide the strategic oversight, the expertise, the nuanced judgment needed for complicated situations. It's about making procurement more efficient and more strategic, enabling the humans to work at a higher level, rather than eliminating the need for them entirely.
That's a good way to look at it, and it makes sense. You still need human judgment for complicated situations or building those important, trust-based relationships with suppliers. And AI might be good at negotiating price, but maybe not so great at building a rapport, you know?
Absolutely. The human element remains crucial for the strategic, relationship-driven aspects of procurement. And looking ahead, Zycus is already talking about expanding the interoperability of these agents with other systems companies use, like their ERP systems, their enterprise resource planning systems, making the flow of information even smoother. And they're even looking into how this can help with sustainability goals in the supply chain, which is a hot topic right now, and rightfully so.
Sustainability too? How would AI agents help with that? That connection isn't immediately obvious to me.
They can potentially help analyze supplier practices, track sustainability metrics throughout the supply chain, things like carbon footprint, ethical sourcing, waste reduction, and identify opportunities for more environmentally friendly sourcing. It's about using the data and the automation to make better choices that go beyond just cost savings. They can flag suppliers who don't meet certain environmental standards automatically, saving human teams a lot of research time.
That's a really interesting angle. So it's not just about efficiency and cost, but also about making supply chains more responsible and aligning with the company's values?
Exactly. It shows the potential of this technology goes beyond just automating tasks. It can really drive fundamental changes in how businesses operate, making them not just more profitable, but potentially more ethical and sustainable too.
Well, it sounds like the Merlin Agentic AI platform is definitely one to keep an eye on. It's a significant step forward in applying AI to a really complex and critical business function. It seems to be moving beyond basic task automation into something more intelligent.
For sure. It's exciting to see how these AI advancements are moving from theory into practical applications that can have a real impact on businesses, freeing up human potential for more valuable work.
Absolutely. Another fascinating look into the world of AEI and its practical applications. Thanks, Mark. You always bring the cool stuff.
Anytime, Jenny. Always happy to talk about the tech that's shaping our future. And to our listeners, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.